What what do you see as you go into the year ahead, into the second half of this year? Any particular initiatives that you want to see happen that you're going to put a little bit more attention to now that you've got some of the early things under your belt?
Well, we're going to continue to work towards kind of the three focus areas that I've been rolling out since the first State of the City that I gave at the end of March, and that's first and foremost providing a positive climate for economic development in the city. I've been very encouraged with the responses that we're getting from our businesses of the challenges and initiatives that they have right now that we're seeing across the board that business is improving for a lot of our large industries, that it's picked up, that they're hiring people, that they're even looking to expand the number of jobs that they have. So that's been very encouraging, and I think we're right at that point that the market's starting to turn around as we've dealt with the economic recession over the past couple of years, that we're right at the base where it's starting to come back around. It's going to be slow still. But it's going to be a unique time period that, because we're now turning back around, this is an opportunity for people to get back into the market while prices are still low. So we're doing a lot of work within our industrial park, as well as an area that we call Newport Landing.
Yep.
That we're looking to develop, that will be a mixed use of residential, commercial, and recreational, and trying to be aggressive in all of those areas, because this is going to be a unique opportunity with the timing with the market, and we don't want to miss out on it. And so we've set some pretty aggressive goals for ourselves, particularly with Newport Landing, that we'd like to get a developer lined up probably by the end of this year, and maybe even see some construction by next year. I don't know if that's going to be too aggressive or not. I think that you set the goal and work towards it, and if we don't reach it, then so be it. We keep working towards it, but you certainly don't want to not set the goal and then you're guaranteed that it's not going to happen. So we're working very hard to make sure that we can try and bring that to fruition, and the response that we've had in those areas has been very positive, and so I'm encouraged to see good things happening there. The other focus areas that we have are addressing the issue and the constant challenge of what I call sustainable infrastructure, and those are the services that you expect any municipal government to provide, of roads, sewer, water, sidewalks, police protection, fire protection, all of those things, and how do we continue to provide not only the same level of service, but trying to improve that service in what is increasingly less and less dollar amounts that are coming in. Good, bad, indifferent, it doesn't really matter how anybody feels about tax caps now. They're there.
You got to deal with them.
Right. So now how do you deal with the funding challenges that come from not necessarily receiving the funds that we may or may not have been traditionally getting before? Add on to that the challenges that LaPorte County has had because of our property tax issues and the cash flow. And it's a pretty complex challenge that we have to address routinely. I'm fortunate to get to work with Teresa Ludlow, who is our clerk treasurer, who does a great job of keeping us together financially and helping us plan for what some of the different outcomes can be, so that then we can look at what initiatives we need to take and how we can responsibly plan for maintaining the infrastructure that we need. And so we're having to take a hard look at we've had an opportunity this past year that we're retiring a pretty large bond that was a park bond before, and so we're going to be able to do a few capital projects because we'll be able to do another bond issue. But that's unique to this year. So I'm looking to do paving roads and improving our sidewalks with some of the bond proceeds that'll come from that. But how do we continue to do those things when you don't have a bond issue? And so we're looking at different models that other communities have used to see how they are able to sort of set up for a plan that maybe you're not putting a large amount of cash into a specific fund in any given year, but if you can start to plan, you put a little bit away every year, then you can have a planned fund to address things like paving roads and improving sidewalks, so that then you're not having to constantly scramble for money to try and do just a project. And with any of those different areas with roads and with sidewalks, they are not cheap.
Yep.
They are expensive undertakings, and so you have to put at least a little bit away so that then you're constantly able to work towards them. And then the third focus area that I have is to provide and promote positive, healthy lifestyle choices. And that's where Fitness Friday comes into play, and trying to encourage folks to make some of those choices individually, certainly not from a government standpoint saying that you have to do this, but to encourage folks to take that initiative on their own to then
get out in the parks and
exactly, and to improve your quality of life that'll then lengthen your life as well.